Hey everyone, this is Phreak with an audio commentary for WCR.com. Yet again, coming back to you. And first thing I'm gonna get away with, or first thing I'm gonna say, I don't know, whatever, get out of the way. There we go. Is that some of you are following me saying to quit life or commit suicide or that you suck or whatever. In response to my latest audio, number 170. Now, I don't know if you really believe that, or if you're trying to be funny like me, and if you are, then you're not, because no one's funny like me. Yeah. Anyways, but back to how much I own. I don't care if you have negative comments, because I'm doing what I want anyway, because obviously I'm an ignorant American, and I don't pay attention to what anyone in the world thinks. I'll just continue to bomb Iraq, and continue to say that Saddam Hussein had everything to do with 9/11. Or, anyways, but I do have a serious game for you guys this time. I'm not gonna say, oh my god, don't load the replay yet, or, 3, 2, 1, all QQ. There's only one game in this zip, and that will be Mr.Cygnus versus DiabolicaL. Now, this is the same DiabolicaL that you may know from the forums. This is the same DiabolicaL that you may know of who said, I'm not sure if that made sense at all, but anyway, he said that he'd be a top 5 in Asia once he got his new connection, and once he got a decent internet connection, as he lives in Asia, plays on Kalimdor, at least he does now. He's been laddering, and he challenged Cygnus to 1v1, saying, oh my god, I'm gonna own you, you're a noob, etc., along like that. Now, I'm here to prove to you that, indeed, DiabolicaL is among the top 5 players in the world. I mean, I expect him 100% to go to ESWC next year, WCG. I expect he's gonna win. So here we go, we have the DiabolicaL versus Mr.Cygnus, and I'm loading up the replay. As you can see, we have full obs, because, really, I mean, who doesn't want to see a DiabolicaL game? It's DiabolicaL. I mean, it's better than Bane. Freaking Bane. Bane the Bastard. Bane's like a noob, but it's freaking Bane. I mean, anyway. But, here we go, we have DiabolicaL. And, I'm positive the 16-second mark, so you're gonna have to get there too, I guess. Because if you're not at the 16-second mark, then you'll be out of sync, and then it'll be like, LOL, you suck. Right. Anyway, but moving on to how much I own. Let's go ahead and get this unpaused. And now if you're not there, then what the hell, you're a slow noob. Raffle. Alright, so now that we're at the 16-second mark, I'm gonna continue to talk about worthless shit. Because it's fun. So, anyway, I want to be a pro gamer. Because that would be really cool, I could, like, pick up all the hot Korean chicks and be like, I'm a pro gamer, I have Uber Micro. And they'll be like, oh my god, will you, like, date me? And I'll be like, okay. So, ultimately, that's what I'm saying now. About being a pro gamer. You get all the hot chicks. Because hot chicks love guys with Uber Micro and strong fingers. Yes. Now, moving on to a new topic. I volunteer at the library. Now, As some interesting little thoughts before I move on to really about the library topic, I thought about this audio while I was at the library, because for 2 hours every week, I shelve books at the library, because that's a very valuable use of my time. And the reason I do this is to help me get into colleges, because you have, the whole community service deal. Now, instead of spending 2 hours a week to do homework and study, which I don't do as it is, I spend 2 hours shelving books, because that's a big help to the community. Yes. Now, but anyway, I thought about, what I'd say in this audio, and sort of what kind of random crap I talk about in this audio, because I decided that, I'll sort of average out the talking about worthless crap, talking about how much D-Boss is a noob, and actually talking about the game at hand and how ghostly the players are and what they're really trying to do in this game, which obviously you can't tell by watching it yourself. Cough. In any event, now, most of you may know this, and maybe anyone who's not American may have no idea what the hell's going on. I'm not sure how it works in other countries, or continents, etc. Anyway, if you're in a different continent, obviously you're in a different country, but I'm digressing. Now, the Dewey Decimal System is retarded. Now, in case people don't know what that is, it's the system by which books are shelved. Every book has its own number, and the number is essentially corresponding to what the book's about. It's the subject, I guess. And so 713.95 is cookbooks, and 315.23 is anything about money. And I'm not sure when Dewey was born or when Dewey came up with his number system, but he's got some really odd number schemes, I guess. I mean, he puts comic books in non-fiction, and now I'm not sure if he intended to do that or not, or he was like incredibly high when he did it, but I don't think that Calvin's stuffed tiger is really alive, you know? I don't think he really comes up, starts bouncing around on his tail and says, gee, let's go climb a tree, because last time I checked, stuffed animals couldn't walk on their own and couldn't talk or anything like that. Now, I don't know if Dewey really thought they could, but common scientific knowledge says they can't. So, strike one against Dewey. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and unpause this. So we're going to unpause from, again, the 16-second mark in 3, 2, 1, unpause. So, as you can see, DiabolicaL is extremely good. So he's doing a Fiends build, because last time I checked at ESWC, what's his name? ASDF. BMI Philbot did Fiends against Freedom Wera, and he won. Now some people say, oh, Freedom Wera, he threw the game because, you know, he didn't want to get caught up against another one of the Koreans in the single elimination round. Well, okay, fine. Maybe that's true, but he still won, and he's still at the top of the U.S. West ladder, which may be one of the weaker ladders, but still, you're playing against like Showtime Smurf and stuff, so there are some good players in there. Now, as you can see, Fiend's build is going on, and DiabolicaL says, well, why not Kalimdor? Maybe because they're on US East. You know, maybe if you had been paying attention, DiabolicaL, you've been on US East for the last hour and a half talking to Cygnus. Now, why you're not on Kalimdor? Maybe because you're on Azeroth. I don't know. Maybe. In any event, spamming question marks is of course the go-to thing to do, as Mr.Cygnus has shown. Anything but actual letters makes you look like a Gosu. You spam question mark, you spam colon, close parenthesis, anything like that, makes you look Gosu. Always do it. They'll be like, oh my god, it's Cygnus. And, yeah, fun stuff. So, DiabolicaL was talking about his Gosu ping on Kalimdor. He's saying, you know, I get 0.3 seconds of lag. So obviously he can't really come up with excuses anymore for losing on Kalimdor. It's not like he has lag. Anyway, but I digress. We're talking about the Fiends build. Now the Fiends build extremely Gosu, because you have 3 goals, and then you scout with one of them, and then you take freaking 20 minutes to actually build your first combat unit. In fact, you start building your first Fiend when the Warden's already coming towards your base, which means that pretty much the Warden shows up when your Fiend does. So the Wardens come across the map, and you found your first combat unit. Oh wait, no, you don't even have a Fiend yet. Wow, 100% Gosu, I must say. However, Nubian towers are good, so he's saying, hey Warden, I don't like your attitude, and doing that whole thing. Now, Mr. Cygnus killing an Acolyte. Smart. Die, Acolyte. I effed your mom. Twice. Alright, so anyway, you can see that the Fiend build's very strong at stopping harassment, as you can see that Warden got completely owned. Now meanwhile, we have the Death Knight, and a Ghoul that was scouting and then doesn't actually fight. Comes in to fight off the Warden. The Warden runs away. Way to go. As you can see, the Fiend build is pretty much perfect, as you only lose 1 Acolyte. I mean, you know, you also build the Nubian tower, but still haven't stopped your opponent. Okay. But I digress. So the Fiend build is extremely Gosu. So he's got his 1 Crypt Fiend, he's got his 2 Skeletons, he's got his Death Knight. And pretty much you can't lose, because, I mean, he's got tanking, he's got healing, and he's got ranged. I mean, he's got everything that you would ever want in this game. I mean, look at this. Wow. Wow, now that was pretty amazing. Death Coil the Warden. Okay, because, you know, he totally doesn't have Moonwells. And then, once you lose your 2 Skeletons and your 50 mana and your hero, start laughing, because that makes you look like, ha, I don't need mana or hero or skeletons. I can tank with my Death Knight the entire time, because I'm DiabolicaL and I have no fucking clue how to play Warcraft. I mean, I'm DiabolicaL and I'm top 3 on Kalimdor. Carrot, carrot. See, he's Gosu. He uses Korean smileys. All Gosus use Korean smileys. So he didn't use like the cool like -0 but I mean, he's working his way up there. You know, he hasn't played on Kalimdor in a while. I mean, you know, he didn't have an internet connection, so you can't blame him. It's all good. He'll learn how to spam smileys like a true Gosu pretty soon. But as you can see, he's got 3 fiends, and 3 fiends is all you need to creep the entire map. Specifically this expansion. So check it out. Let's creep this expansion. As you can see, he's got 25 and 30 food. It's also Gosu to coil creeps as you're creeping, because that also makes you look Gosu. Yes. But, you know, he's got 2 more skeletons. He's going to continue creeping. He's up to 28 food, makes another fiend. I mean, this is such an amazing tactic, it's mind-boggling. I mean, wow. I mean, he coiled a skeleton. I mean, holy crap. Who coils skeletons? Madfrog doesn't coil skeletons. I mean, Sweet doesn't coil skeletons. I don't coil skeletons. So that means one of 2 things. He's either better than Sweet and Madfrog, or he's worse than me. Which isn't. I think he's better than Sweet and Madfrog. I mean, you know, Madfrog's been to Kalimdor. Sweet plays on Kalimdor. And if he's going to be top 3 on ladder, he's going to be either third to only those 2, or he's going to beat them both, and just be behind like Remind. Considering that Remind beat Madfrog, I'd say that he's beating Madfrog and Sweet. So, he's proving the point that coiling skeletons is what Gosus do. So there you go. So, if you're ever playing as Undead, and you've got a Death Knight and you've got a skeleton, always coil it. Because DiabolicaL does it, and that means it's what you must do. Now here's a level 2 Warden, and 5 Archers. What are you going to do when you have a Warden and 5 Archers? My goodness, you're going to run right next to the Warden, get Shadow Stricken, and then run away. Try to micro, and he actually sort of micro. That's kind of crazy. But, oh, Shadow Strike, a noob, lol. So, he's lost a Fiend. He says good job, which is what all Gosus should do. I mean, if your opponent does something like Shadow Strike a Fiend and then Focus Fire it, you should say good job, because, I mean, that's like a top tier Kalimdor move. I mean, Madfrog doesn't Focus Fire with Archers. Sweet doesn't Focus Fire with Archers. Nope, they can't. They're not that good. They don't even play Night Elf. So that's a skill only there for Mr.Cygnus. Didn't expect any good micro. Sorry, can't expect any good micro for me. Yeah. So back to how much I own. Like, DiabolicaL is at Halls of the Dead. He's got tier 2, and what he's going to do with that is build a slaughterhouse, so you can get statues or meat wagons, and getting a lich. Okay, so he's doing the standard DK Lich Fiends thing, which is extremely Gosu, as you all know. All Gosus do that strat. Does Madfrog do that? No. Does Sweet do that? No. Therefore, he is Gosu. Now check this out. Check this out. He's at 39 and 50 food, right? And he realizes that, you know what, I'm getting really close to low upkeep. I have to keep myself in check, you know. I'm using all my money, and I'm about to run out of upkeep space. I need to get myself to you know, lose a couple of fiends, because, you know, I can't get into upkeep, because it'll break my heart. So as you can see, he runs his fiends around, and perfect TP. Does Madfrog do that? No. Does Sweet do that? No. He TPs only one of his fiends. Because you know what? That allows him to lose more fiends, because, you know, he's really afraid of hitting that upkeep. I mean, look, he's got 400 gold. He could make 2 fiends right now. Is he doing that? No. He's afraid of upkeep. He's afraid of you know? I mean, you lose so much gold by going into upkeep that you can't, you know? I mean, losing those 2 fiends is all he can do to really keep himself from I mean, that's all I can do to keep himself from losing all that gold. I mean, look at that, look at that. No matter how many fiends he loses, he can still kill a panda. That's what those heroes are for. That's how Gosu is. He can still kill a panda. And now he's like, check it out, I'm so Gosu, I'm not even gonna try. You know, I mean, look at that. He lost all those fiends, he can still kill a hero. That's how Gosu is. He's like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna lose my army, I'm gonna make sure I don't go into upkeep. I'm just gonna kill you with heroes. And, you know, he killed the panda. I mean, he's so Gosu. It's like, oh my god, imbalance. So, within a 9-minute game, he's killed a panda. And some creeps. That's about all, you know? I mean, that's all you have to do. And now he's like, good game, and has left. So as you can see, DiabolicaL is very ghost. I mean, he lost Mr.Cygnus because it's freaking Mr.Cygnus. He's so good, he can use Panda second against Undead, and then lose the Panda, a strength hero, against 2 level 1 nukes. That's how good Mr.Cygnus is. I mean, seriously, if you lose a hero to level 1 Coil and Nova, I mean, holy crap. That's just kind of sad. But, you know, can't judge. Now, many of you are wondering, well, is DiabolicaL really that go-to? And I urge you, oh yes. I mean, as I said before, Mad Frog and Sweet can't do that. They're not that good. They can't lose Fiends and Creeps. They don't even go Fiends versus Night Elf. Obviously, DiabolicaL's on a completely different tier from them. That's all I can say. He is that go-to. In fact, he's about as go-to as D-Boss. I want to see them 1v1. I think it'd be very close. I'm serious. Like, D-Boss versus DiabolicaL. I'm not sure who would win. I mean, top 3 on Kalimdor, top 3 in Canada. Looks about the same to me. I mean, I can't tell the difference. You know, there's no sort of country superiority. You know, Korea and etc. You know, all the Asian countries. Can't judge. Can't say they're better than Canada. You know, that'd be racist. And you know, here at WCR.com, we do not promote racism. You know, you cannot say that Canada's a weak country, because Canada has as much right to own noobs as anyone who plays on Kalimdor. So ultimately, D-Boss is a noob, and you can't help that because he's just D-Boss, and not enough people in Canada play Warcraft. Otherwise, they'd be the best Warcraft nation in the world. You know, it's only population. But anyway, so like, what else was I gonna say? D-Boss is a noob, as I said. DiabolicaL is definitely go-to, but we still have to see D-Boss versus DiabolicaL to see really who's more go-to. Because I mean, it's still top 3 in the country. You know, I have not seen a single player from Thailand who is better than DiabolicaL. I have not. So I guess by default, DiabolicaL is the best player in Thailand. And as he has said, he's top 3, top 5 in Kalimdor. And he is just merely that go-to. So, there you go. Now let this be a lesson to you when you're playing Undead against Night Elf and you're going Fiends. Keep your food count low, alright? And make sure you have level 1 nukes, because without level 1 nukes, you can't kill that level 1 Panda. I mean, you just can't. I mean, as you saw, you know, Coil Nova, bam, down goes the Panda. You can't do that without Coil and Nova, so there you go with that. Now, as for the Fiends, you have to make sure you don't go up past 50 food. You cannot lose units and without purpose. I mean, when DiabolicaL lost his Fiends, he lost them with a purpose. He was making sure he did not reach 50 food. I mean, if he did not have it, if he didn't lose any of those Fiends or even Coil that Skeleton, he would have passed 50 food. And I mean, he can't allow that because no, it's so noob to go past 50 food. I mean, if you're going to win a game, you're going to win it at 50 food. I don't care who you are. If you're going to win the game, you're winning it at 50 food. I don't care what you're going to do. 50 food is when you win the game. So he's making sure they didn't, he's sort of really opening himself up. He's giving himself some time to win, He's like, I don't want to beat Mr.Cygnus really early. I'm going to, give myself a little bit of time. I'm going to beat him up. I'm going to beat him, later on. I'm going to beat him off later. Yeah. So he's like, look, I'm going to lose some Fiends, and then I'm going to reach 50 food later, and then go beat you. And then, as good manner as DiabolicaL is, and we all know DiabolicaL has impeccable manner, he's like, you know what, I don't want to beat Mr.Cygnus. I mean, I just killed his Panda with, 2 level 1 nukes. I mean, I don't want to be cruel. So he's like, you know what, I'm just going to pretend that I'm losing this game, and I'm going to say good game, actually, good game. And leave, because, I don't want to hurt Mr.Cygnus' ego. I mean, he's Gosu, but, DiabolicaL is so much more Gosu than him that, he's like, look, I'm Gosu in Manor and in Warcraft. I'm going to leave the game so that you don't get your feelings hurt. And he left, he let Mr.Cygnus win the game. And I think we should all applaud DiabolicaL for being that Gosu. So, I urge you all, really, to alt-tab right now. Alt-tab. Now, if your computer sucks and you can't alt-tab, then quit Warcraft. And then, go do that thing. Go to WCR.com. Alright? Press forums. Press the whole private message thing. private message Diabolical, and then also DBoss. And make sure you address them both. Say, now, are you really top 3 within your respective countries? Now, I've heard from Phreak that that you really own. So, would you please verify to me that you are indeed the top 3 within your country? And I'm sure you'll get a prompt reply saying, yes, I am indeed the top 5 in Canada, or top 5 in Kalimdor, depending on who you're, depending on who you get the response from. And there you go. Now, I'm not going to say that Diabolical is the same person as DBoss, because that would be releasing the secret. So, Diabolical is not the same person as DBoss. No, really. They're they're really not. Or, so, I urge you not to start any rumors about DBoss being the same person as Diabolical. There's just so many similarities. They couldn't be. Both playing on dead, both with D in at the beginning of their names, both with bad capitalization, no caps or a cap at the end, They're totally not the same person, I urge you not to think outside the box on that one. They're totally not, yeah. So I urge you not to abuse the Euro phrase, the whole desk for life insult, because it'll be like abusing Beastmaster. So, I'm going to close the commentary by saying Diabolical is Gosu, and DBoss is a noob, and if you average them out being the same person, they're just average. But we can't have that. I mean, DBoss is a noob, and Diabolical is Gosu, so, what's going to happen there? I don't know. But, you know what? Whatever. Anyway, make sure you don't, just make sure, just overall, what you want to take from this commentary is you have to realize that you do not want to go past 50 food. It's simply not worth it. When you lose that goal, just go ahead and fight, Lose to your whole army, build up 50 food again, and fight. Lose it, go. Just keep repeating that cycle. And as long as you can keep your opponent above 50 food, you're going to win in gold. You'll have more units overall, and you'll win the game. You will win the game. You will win the game. You will win the game. As long as you're 50 food and your opponent's over 50 food, you win the game because you have more gold. That's essentially what's going to happen, So whether it's losing it to creeps, whether it's losing it to a panda and a warden, do not go past 50 food, or I will punch you in the face with a soldering iron, even though it wouldn't count as punching, but there you go. So, overall, I'm going to leave this commentary with the advice that Diabolical truly belongs in the top 3 on Kalimdor. So, this will be Phreak signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Hope you guys realize just how much Diabolical owns. And, good game. So, goodbye. GG, and etc.